Billy back here with Broship of the Nerds. I was not going to do another video, but I decided, you know what, let's do it. Let's go ahead while my chores are done for the night. Just about. I have one more quick thing I have to do. Sometimes I don't like using this. Okay. So these are books that I have in my TBR pile, right, to be read. So let's start with the ones I got today. So today I found there's this place called the Book Barn, and it is Forsyth, Illinois, close to Decatur, Illinois. And they had these books sitting there, and I'm looking around. I'm like, okay, these stand out to me. So I have become really hooked on Fae and Fae lore and stuff and stories about them. So we got The Cruel Prince by Holly Black, book one of the trilogy, The Wicked King, which I'm looking forward to. Now, these aren't like right now I'm reading, but they're going to be coming up probably in a year or so. The Queen of Nothing. And I only read about a book a month as my goal. Sometimes I'm able to get more in there if they're shorter books, but I have so many hobbies. Next up is The Housemaid. I loved the film, so I'm like, okay, let me see if I enjoy the first book. If I do, I will end up getting the other two. But I absolutely love the film, so I cannot wait to read this and see how the book is. But Sydney Sweeney killed it. So did Amanda Seyfried. The whole cast was brilliant, but this is a must-read. So I can't wait to read this one. I might bump it up because I'll sometimes have a pile for like the next year, and then it's like, oh wait, this one takes priority. So this might be one of those where it moves up the pile quicker. Then we have Ray Bradbury, The Halloween Tree. This, I watch a YouTuber, Library Macabre, Cameron. He's awesome, and this was one that I believe he discussed, and I also looked up like good Halloween stories. This was one of them. This is a Halloween story. It says, on Halloween night, 8 trick-or-treaters gather at the haunted house by the edge of town, ready for adventure. Something whisks their friend Pip away. Only one man can help the boys find him. So this sounds really cool. But I just like the art on this. I'm definitely going to be waiting for this one for October, or late September into October when I start with the Halloween stuff, because I read horror year round. And then this one I got recently. This was not today. This was recently, though. Better in Black, Cassandra Clare. 10 love stories. It's close to Valentine's. I'm going to go ahead and start reading it tonight. I love the Mortal Instruments or Shadowhunters series, and this has a story about Will and Tessa, Julian and Emma, Anna and Ari, Jocelyn and Luke, Jason Clary, James and Cordelia, Thomas and Alistair, Simon and Izzy, my favorite couple in the series, Kieran, Mark and Christina, Sebastian and the Silly Queen. So 10 love stories, and the sneak peek of The Last King of Fairy, Book 1 and the Wicked Powers, which will be a trilogy that concludes this series. Next up, 99 Fear Street, The House of Evil, the first horror. 99 Fear Street, The House of Evil, the second horror. And the third horror. Now, I got these online because I really love the Fear Street series, and R.L. Stine is one of my favorite authors. He's probably up there. Cassandra Clare, R.L. Stine, Stephen King, Holly Jackson. Those are like my four main ones. But as far as who has a lot of books out, Stine definitely has a ton of books. Yeah, I look forward to reading that trilogy. Next up, we have Stephen King's The Stand. This is going to take me a long time because it's a complete and uncut edition. A patient escapes from a biological testing facility unknowingly carrying a mutated strain of superflu that wipes out 99% of the world's population within a few weeks. Those who remain are scared, bewildered, and in need of a leader. Two emerge: Mother Abigail, a benevolent 108-year-old woman who urges the building of a peaceful community in Boulder, Colorado, and Randall Flagg, the nefarious dark man, who delights in chaos and violence. As the two leaders gather power, the survivors must choose between them and ultimately decide the fate of humanity. This sounds incredible. This is not one that I've heard a lot about. It's a long book. I mean, we're talking, I'm looking at it right here, 1,152 pages. No, 1,153 pages. But I look forward to it because just the premise sounds awesome. And I'm trying to read like some of the Essential King stuff. I read his book on writing, which I'm going to revisit because it's brilliant. And while you may not always agree with everything an author says or a writer says, you can at least take parts of it and apply it. And for me, I just want some more writing training, which this is what I'm doing. All this reading. To be a good writer, as Stephen King says, you have to have time to read. So I'm hoping I read more, and then as I get a little bit older, I think I'm ready to tackle a novel. I think at this point I'm not. That's okay. It took me a long time to admit that. I think my ambitions were too high, and I think I need to read a lot more before I write, and then I also need to have a little bit of formal creative writing training as far as like plot pacing, that sort of stuff goes. Once I learn that, then I think I'm going somewhere. But I plan on learning how to write. I have ideas, but actually sitting down and not rushing from plot point to plot point has been my struggle. So I'm admitting that now, and I will work on that. But yeah, The Stand. I can't wait to read that one. Then we have A Court of Mist and Fury. I absolutely loved the first book in this series, and I look forward to seeing how this one is. And I'm buying them one at a time because if I end up liking the book, I will keep getting the rest of the series. But I'm also trying not to read the whole series at once so I can read other stuff. That's something I've struggled with, where I'll read a whole series for a year or two, and I'm trying to bounce around a bit more in order to see different things. But the first one was so good, so I have nothing but good, high expectations for A Court of Mist and Fury. And if I end up enjoying that, I will go to the next one. But Sarah J. Maas may become another one of my favorite authors. Next up is Curious Tides. This was buy one, get one half off. It was a monthly pick. After a treacherous night at the Dovermere Sea Caves leaves her with a strange dark magic and survivor's guilt, lunar mage and prestigious Aldrin student Emery believes her secrets drowned with her classmates until their bodies start washing ashore. With the help of a reclusive student, Baz Birdson, Emery must seek the truth behind the drownings and the cult-like secret society she's convinced her classmates were involved in before she's next. So I cannot wait to see what this is about. I love the art. It's got the moons on there, phases of the moon. Moon's one of my favorite things to exist. So just the art stood out, but the synopsis sounds cool. I can't wait to read this one. Next up, we have another Stephen King that a lot of people don't talk about. As far as I only have a few friends that read, but my reading friends have not talked about this book, but everybody else has been talking about it as one of King's best books. It's called 11/22/63. So it's literally, the basic synopsis is Jake Epping. He's a divorced high school English teacher in a small town of Maine. While grading essays by his GED students, Jake reads about such a destined moment through a gruesome, enthralling piece penned by janitor Harry Dunning. 50 years earlier, Harry somehow survived his father's slaughter of the entire family. Jake is blown away, even as a more bizarre, life-altering secret comes to light when his friend Al, owner of the local diner, enlists Jake to take over the mission that has become his obsession to prevent the Kennedy assassination. This sounds so cool. There's a mysterious portal in the diner's storeroom, and he's going to go and try to prevent JFK from getting assassinated. What an incredible idea for a story. This shows you why King is one of the best authors of all time. Just his brilliance. Some people may not like his dark subject matter, but you have to admit, the guy has ideas, and I can't wait to see what this one's about. And then the last one for now, for this pile, The Pumpkin Princess and the Buried Castle. I enjoyed the first book a hell of a lot. I didn't know what to expect. I expected just like a fun Halloween time book, and that's exactly what I got, and then some. And I absolutely love the first one. We will see how this one is. It says, welcome back to Hallowell Valley, home to all who go bump in the night. It's been nearly a year since Eve became the only living child to call the land of the undead her home, and the Pumpkin King her father. Except Eve was no longer sure just how living she actually was, not after what transpired during the Forever Night. And then weird things start happening to her, and she's slipping through objects and lighting torches with the mere breath. And she has to pick a path, and there's no going back from it. So yeah, I can't wait. The first one was so good. This is Stephen Banbury. His first book was the first one in this series, and I'm excited he's come back with the second one, and I'm hoping we'd see a third one, because this is the perfect fall read. I absolutely want to live in this world. So Stephen Banbury, good job to you. You are another great author that I can't wait to see more of. The Pumpkin Princess and the Forever Knight was the first one, and I read that this past October. I'm waiting till October to read this one. I'll be traveling at the end of September, possibly into the first week of October. And if so, this is going to be one that once I get back from that vacation, I'm going to be reading the heck out of this. But I absolutely love the first one. So yeah, that's my TBR pile. Now I'm going to go stress about what book is next after I get through the 10 stories of Cassandra Clare, Better in Black. So that's my job for the rest of the night, is one more little chore. I got to cook a little bit, and then I'm going to decide what goes next in the pile on this to be read pile. And there's still way more books to read. But yeah, that's all I've got, guys. Take care.